Oh, hello. Hello. Hi. Right. I'm starting at an odd time today. We've got there's a good chance I'm going to be busy on the Thursday when I normally do it. So I thought I'd do a stream today. And there is still a chance I'll still be on Thursday as well. But I'm just looking to kind of keep up, try and do two every week. And it's going to be kind of difficult to get it on Thursday, but I'll see if we can go for it. How is everyone? Yeah, let's rock. Right, so I'll try and explain roughly what we're doing today. At the moment, the title's just saying introducing an enemy, and there probably might need to be a bit of an explanation. So far, what we've got. We've got. Oh yeah, I haven't actually pressed play because it takes the first time you press play, it takes a bit longer to load up. So we have our card system here. You can play cards, and last time we managed to get an end turn button. So when you press end turn, it discards all your cards and then draws some more, and refreshes the mana crystals. So you can just do this essentially endlessly. And the other big thing that we did as well is I've intentionally put 12 cards in here, which means that when you end turn and you can't draw, like the card's essentially empty, we're shuffling all the discard pile cards back in here. Let's have a look. Right. Anyway. So I just need to sort out a couple of little things on over here. Right, how does that work? Yes, right, okay. Just checking, right? Everything's fine. Anyway, so we've got this system in place, and my overall plan is to. Here we go. Sorry. Right. Yeah. So yeah, my overall plan is to make it so that like when an enemy approaches, you have 3 turns. So you can have 3 turns to prepare your attackers and defenders. And obviously, I'm going to introduce more than 2 types of cards at some point. And for us to be able to do that, I kind of want to have some sort of little bar at the top here, or some sort of thing like some sort of miniature of like a little town and the monster that's approaching, and it gets sort of closer each turn. And I've kind of got an idea as to how I'm going to do that. So I'll work on that now. So what we want is we're just going to create. Now this is going to be a kind of a very sort of temporary. Actually, let's go. Let's find, if we open buildings. There we go. So what I kind of want is if we go new empty frame. And we'll have it buildings town. I kind of want like just sort of pictures like this, just a sort of miniature version. And let's give it a shot. So actually, yeah. So if I open this separately and then just go. That's fine. Nah, it looks rubbish. Right. I think 32 is a bit too small. Let's try 64. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. Now let me just Yeah, that seems okay. So we're going to have, it's just going to be a collection of these buildings in one sprite, just to indicate the town on a sort of mini-map. Oh, yes. Yeah, I thought, my plan was, like I realised that when the screen's all the way over this side, I'm covering up some sort of information. So I thought I'll give it a shot this time. And someone also said it's quite important to, whenever you're actually streaming, to make it look, to give people the impression that you're looking at the screen, which is the sort of problem that I sort of ran across, because that's why I thought, oh, it needs to be on the left side. But essentially I've mirrored the view, so yeah, and it's kind of, it gives people the illusion, the impression that I'm actually looking at the sort of stream itself. How are you doing there? You all right? There we go. Right. There we are. I think that'll be kind of good enough for the yeah, because that's just going to be a sort of more symbolic thing. So I'm going to sign that, save that, get rid of that. Yeah, we don't want to save that. I just need to shrink that down. All right. So yeah, every now and then I do something where you're thinking, what's going on, you know? But I've got a plan. Building sprites. So we should just have one like that. That's it. Right, card sprites. Yeah, building town. That's fine. And what we're also going to do is I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to have monsters. So yeah, I drew a little sprite of a sort of slimy monster. Yeah, I know. I don't know how to. I'm not sure. Like if I can. What's it called? If I can kind of like sort of report it as spam. I'm not sure. But that's all right. So yeah, I created. All right, now, yeah, like my art skills aren't too great, but I thought, what can I do? I think it's Blob 3. So yeah, I've created just a little like a sort of. This is going to be the sort of main monster that you're. Like this is going to be our like first enemy and stuff. Now I'm looking to do a bit more animation to it, but I'm going to sort of worry about that later. So first of all, we're going to save all these, save it as sprites. So there we go. And I kind of want a sort of miniature version to go on the town. To actually go on the sort of what is effectively the mini view, because. So I'm looking to eventually have a have like the little town symbol there, and then a miniature version of the enemy that sort of approaches closer and closer, and yeah, and so I'm going to make a. I'm going to save this as a separate version actually. So save it as. And we're just going to call it Blob Miniature. Min, it's fine. So that's fine. And then we want to just... And because I want to see as well how, like, what size we should reduce. So at the moment it's 512. I'm going to try 64 and see what that turns into. And see if that actually looks any good. I think we can do one bigger. I think we actually go 1 to 8. I'm always trying to keep them as multiples, like as in like to the power of 2. Oh, Right. Do we know, like, as it is? Sorry, I'll tell you what. Because I'm pretty new to all this, I'm not 100% sure as to how to do this. Like, yeah, at some point I've got to sit down and actually work out how to actually enable that. But I'll yeah. But yeah, it's going to be a project for another time. But yeah, you are right. That is, I should do that because it is kind of annoying. It's like, by the way, I'm going to use this time to advertise something. But yeah, 128. Let's try 128. Yeah, I think that's all right. Right. So, yeah, I'm going to have a separate folder. So monster, it's going to be, so our first monster is going to be a blob, because it's quite easy to. I'll click the little called show mod icon. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, hold on. Yeah, no, this. Oh, okay, yeah, one sec. Oh, yeah. Switch to. Oh, yes. Ah, nice. Okay. Oh, absolutely awesome. Right. Yes. Ah, cool. Yeah, no, I do appreciate that actually. Yeah, cool. I was about to say, do you want to become a mod? But I feel a bit bad in just saying, by the way, how would you like some extra work? So, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, if there's a way, if I know, yeah, as I say, I'm learning Twitch as I sort of go. So, but I do really appreciate that. That's awesome. Yeah, yeah, no, I really appreciate that. Right. That's time out. That's perhaps. Let's see. What I'll do, I think, just manage. Yeah. Once I've kind of worked out how to become a mod, I'll make. I'll make. I'll make you become a mod. That'd be cool. Because I think the problem is because I've watched a lot of Twitch streams, but I haven't actually done many streams. I'm sort of learning. I'm sort of learning as I go, really, because it's like at some point I want to make it that like when someone follows, I have some sort of indication that I know that someone's followed, so I can be like, yeah, thanks for following and stuff. But yeah, at the moment I'm still a little bit. I still don't know 100% know. So anyway, blob. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, right. People read it as slobs. Okay. So, yeah. Yeah. Cool. Anyway, what I'll do, yeah, I think because yeah, today my plan was I was going to actually do a bit of research, learn how to do all these things. But yeah, it's been actually a bit chaotic today. Right. Anyway, so where were we? Right. I'm going to start getting. I'm going to start putting the new sprites that we've made over here. Right. Rid of that. Now I'm going to keep them as the same size that we've done it before. Yeah, 64. Oh yeah, actually that's another useful little thing I found. Whenever you want to select loads of sprites at the same time, you can sort of hold shift and click all there, and then just click there. Before I thought you had to kind of do each folder individually, but this sort of covers all the folders in one go. Oh yeah, cheers, man. Well, I think because I thought it's weird because my mate sort of convinced me to sort of start streaming, and I was thinking, and I was quite lazy. I was like, yeah, it sounds like a really good idea. It sounds like a really good concept that I will definitely strongly consider. But then I thought, you know what, let's just go for it. Right. Anyway, we're actually almost ready to start doing some programming. The best bit. I need one more sprite, which will make sense. At the moment, it's going to be kind of like you're going to be sort of staring quite blankly, thinking, where is he going with this? But I've got one more last little thing. New. It's going to be 32 by 32. We can get rid of all this. Right. Yeah, I always have Google because that just has the most colours to work with. Right, yeah, because what I want is some sort of a sort of marker, a sort of roadmap as to where it's going. So I feel if I have a big blob and multiple little blobs, it would just kind of give you a slightly better idea. And let's try there. That should be okay. So it doesn't look quite even, does it? Actually, there's a lazier technique. And what have I taught everyone? If we can come up with a lazier technique, we always do it. No. Right. We just want it to be. It's okay. And we're just going to have a slightly bigger one here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and then you'll be like, oh, I see where he's going with this. Like eventually. Now we're just going to save it as PNG. Right. Okay. And I'll have another folder here that's just marker. Right, and then we're going to grab those markers and put them in. do all the stuff. So 64 point and then none. Right, okay, so what are we going to do first? Let me have a look at the game, try and analyse where we're headed. So I think we want to create. So we're going to have one sort of empty game object that's going to essentially hold all the data for that's going to hold all the data for what I could call, I guess, a mini map. I'm not sure, but so we're going to probably create it. I'm just going to use this as a bit of a marker. We have. Let's have a look. So where's that? I think that's good. So that's 4, isn't it? Perfect. Okay. Right. And I think the thing which I quite like is I still haven't actually 100% prepared exactly how I'm going to do this. I'm just going to kind of go with it and see how it feels. So I'm going to do a bit of improvisation along the way. Right, we're going to call this, we'll call it minimap game object. Map stuff. Okay, that's good. Right, so what do we want to do first? We're going to have tiny little. We want to create the little town, and then mini markers and stuff. Yep, that's fine, easy. Right, so we can actually create several other game objects at the same time. So we need a sprite square, and this one is going to be called I'll pull it mini town go. Yeah, that's fine, and that'll go roughly there-ish, I guess. And I'm still going to put that as, because I think we will still need a little bit of code attached to that. And sprites square, we've got oh yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm just not used to that. So yeah, when you select a game object, it still is essentially into this game object, but you're seeing everything else in the background. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. In fact, it's probably easier if I just create another one there. So I'll call it tiny. Let's see, the tiny marker. Go. There we are. Okay. And I'll put it like mini enemy as well. So that's tiny marker. Just gonna have that. That's fine. And then we want one more. Oh no, not create empty. We want to create a sprite, which we're going to call, I think, mini enemy. So at the moment, even though we've just put this big enemy sprite in, we're not going to use that just for a little bit, because that will only be once it. Well, I'll need to map everything out. It will, it'll look great. It'll look great when it's finally ready. Sprites. Call this one. Go. That one there. Yeah. Okay. All right. starting to. At this precise moment, I still look a little bit like a crazy man, but I got a plan. So we can now get rid of all this. Start putting things into place. Right. So this is going to be its main spot. We're going to. I'll put another. Yeah. Map scripts. Yeah, this will be the main sort of daddy of that's going to organise and orchestrate all the stuff. So it's just going to be simply called map script. Right. Yeah, I'm still trying to work out. So. One thing which I'm still kind of seeing this funny side of is that whenever you create a new script, it instantly opens up your Microsoft Visual Studio without the script being open. So every time I've got to it opens up and then I've got to manually close it again. Right, so we're going to work under the assumption it's going to be 3 turns. So, public game object, mini town game object. Right, yes, cool. Sorry, there's been a long segment where I have not been doing any coding at all. I'm like, I want to get to the coding, I want to get to the good bit. I love it. Right, object. Okay. Executive decision. We're going to call it marker and mini marker. Okay, right. Instead of mini marker and tiny marker. That's a terrible. Yeah, right. Okay. I want to address that now. Sorry, I'm making an executive decision here. Right. We're going to change. We're going to change what they're going to be called because this will. So this is going to just be called marker, and this is going to be called mini marker. Okay, all right, right. that is going to be one of those these things are going to harass me for a while. I'd rather kind of make that rule now. Yeah. So here we go. So we got marker game object and mini marker. Okay. And mini enemy game object. And now we just need to quickly get hold of all that. And do we actually stop laying the scripts down now? Actually, I'll quickly do this, and then we need to just make a bunch of scripts that go with all of this. Yeah, so we're just assigning all the stuff. Okay, that's good. So, yeah, while I'm doing this, I probably better explain a story. Now, I mean, I'm quite, in a way, I'm quite lucky in life to have a story that is, but it's something which is comically heartbreaking, but I do need to emphasise that it is light-hearted as far as heartbreaking goes. But there's a particular game that I've been playing kind of on and off for the last roughly 6 to 7 years, that's on the App Store, that's called Threes, which is a great little game. It's obviously quite addictive. It's got quite it's got quite a lot like going for it. It's quite a simple game, but obviously it takes a while to master. And basically, I spent so long trying to get what's called, like, basically it's the 6144 tile, because I bear in mind this is 6.5 years on and off, like when I'm on the train, when I'm say watching something and playing this game at the same time. Marker, yeah, that's good. Sorry. Yesterday, after quite literally like 6 to 7 years of me like kind of going at it on and off, I finally actually got the 6144, and I was like, brilliant, I can delete the game, I can retire, everything is good, the whole world is fine. And like, because I even remember seeing a YouTube video of someone getting that 6144, that kind of inspired me. I was like, oh my, I can do it, I can actually do it. And then I did a little bit of a sort of research online, and there's one tile bigger, which, like, I know that probably doesn't sound that overwhelming, but that was the most heartbreaking thing I've ever seen. Like, because I've literally spent this long thinking, oh, I've finally done it. Oh, now, by the way, there's something that's significantly more difficult to get. And so I haven't decided yet. I might just completely, I might just give up on it. I'm not sure yet. Because I feel I will probably be retired by the time I actually finally complete it. Oh, yeah, I can get rid of that, actually. Right, and then, so that's right, so we've got all the stuff. For the time being, I'm going to have a list, I think. Yeah. Again, none of these actually need to, I'm just going to turn these to, I'll just make them public without realising. These can be all private. And I will have this public of just transforms. Oh yeah, which are going to be, we just call them mini trans. That should be fine. Okay. So we're going to create the summoning thing. So I kind of want to create the town, then create all the little dots, and then the enemy at the end. Yes, well, I mean, like the original game. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think it was 2048. Was 2048 was like the first of those series of games, but then Threes came out, which was essentially like, and I know it's going to sound like it's going to sound as though I'm being picky. I had done really well on 2048, and Threes was just a big step up in difficulty because of the sort of random nature. They always say ideas are free and implementation is everything, but sometimes, yeah. So yeah, it's like basically Threes. It's just like what I kind of appreciate about Threes is like it's obviously just a sort of clone of 2048, but they thought this is a good idea of a game. Let's do something. I mean, like, what am I doing here? I'm essentially making a like, it's like I've referenced many times. I'm thinking like I love Slay the Spire. I would love to have I'd love to, like, because I've got an idea where I'm thinking I like Slay the Spire, but it's something which is going to be different enough so that it's not, you're not thinking, oh, this is just a clone of Slay the Spire. It's like another game which I like is, what's it, Monster Monster Train. I haven't actually played it much, but I've seen a few people play it, and I was like, "Ah, yes, brilliant! You've people like Monster Train. They're like, oh, we've seen Slay the Spire. We think that's brilliant. Let's try and make a version of it that's dynamic and different enough, so that it's a sort of unique like game and stuff." And Threes is essentially Threes looked at 2048 and was just like, right, let's try and make a sort of a different version of it. Right. We'll put create mini map. Number of turns. Okay. Right, so we're going to create the routine. The reason I'm putting in number of turns at the moment, I'm thinking, yeah, 3 is going to be the standard amount, but I like the idea that there's going to be some enemies that are like particularly like fast or whatever, and you only have say 2 turns or 1 turns to make it. So start co-routine. Right, fantastic. Okay. So we just got to work out exactly. We're just going to map this out first of all, so we don't get an error message. I'm just going to write this. Okay. Oh yeah, I can just 1 sec. Oh, hold on. I've just turned the music off. Right, we need to get that back on. Sorry, I do apologise. Right. Let's have a look. So if I just go over like there. Right. Yeah, sorry about this. Running into some technical difficulties. There we are. Right, okay. Right, nothing happened there. We're all fine. Everything's good. So, I'm just going to sort of create... I'm just going to sort of work out exactly what would make the right thing. So, there. Actually, it'll be easier, I think, just to make up numbers and then change them. I think so. Right. There we go. Okay. Right, here we go. Mini town. Oh, really? Okay, no, I haven't. Is that like because in my head I always thought Slay the Spire was kind of the first of the. So Dr. Deckenstein. No, I haven't. I'll look into that actually. Yeah. Oh yeah, we actually need a thing. Let's have that at the top. Right. Accidentally pressed insert. Everything's back to normal. Oh no, no. Go component. Okay, so at the moment what I've done is I've created this and yeah, and actually the more, because I still want it to sort of bounce to get bigger, so we're going to slightly change this, but then once we've done this there's going to be quite a bit of copying and pasting. Right. Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to make it 0. And then I'm going to use my trusty code. Yeah, 0.25. Size application 1.25. Yeah, the reason. So yeah, what I'm doing basically is it's essentially growing up from 0 to 1, but I've got this little function which means that it actually just goes a little bit bigger and it sort of boinks to size. Right, nice. Okay. Now we want to create all the spots, and I think 1, 2. I've just got to kind of do a little bit of the maths in my head. I think we're going to start off with 4. Yeah. Oh yeah, we haven't actually set where we're going to put it yet. So yeah. So the local position, we're going to just say new vector 3. Let's try minus 3.5 0. That should be all right. So if we've got minus 3.5, I'm going to try it, say minus 0.25 each time. There we go. So we can actually still use that. Trans equals. But yeah, at the moment this might look a little bit slow, but I'm going to like, as in when it actually comes up, it might take a little while to sort of to bring up the whole map, and I can speed that up. Oh yes, that's it. That's a good point. Yeah, let's just do all the other little things, like we're going to have a public bool that's called busy, and busy equals true. So I'm kind of going at a bit of a random order. It's more just as I think of things. Yeah, I'm sort of doing it as I sort of think about it. So, and I'm actually going to have a float, which is going to be spawn speed equals 0.25. So now we can actually just put spawn speed here. And that way we can sort of change it. We can make it faster or slower. Right, so we're instantiating the we're going to make the main marker first. Minimap trans dot get component transform. Because yeah, the weird thing is I think when you're creating it, you can either make it a parent of a particular transform, or you can set its vector. And I don't think you can do both in one instantiation. That's why I'm doing a separate. Yeah. So first of all, we're going to set the local scale. Yeah, so local scale to vector 3.0. And right, and here's where the fun. This is where the maths sort of comes in. So, local position. So I think the key number here is minus 3.25 f 0. So that's going to be plus open brackets. We're going to have a, oh, that's not exactly what I wanted, a float of I times by, let's just try 0.25. Okay, and use most of it. In fact, is that, I can literally copy this. Okay. So I think that's right. And then this needs to increment. So I think it's something like plus. So right. Yeah, let's give that a shot. That is quite a lot of code. I'm not overly keen on that, but that's fine. Okay. Okay. And we want. Is it? So we'll have another 4. One, dun, dun, yeah. Oh, this is going to be J now. Okay. It's probably going to go hideously wrong. We'll worry about creating the enemy afterwards. I just want to see, like, I know this won't quite be right. But I'd rather kind of like see where we're at and then kind of go from there, really. And I always have awake as like assigning all the things, and then start as when I'm actually doing something that's going to impact what's happening in the game. So. Right. yeah, like I say, this is probably going to look quite hideous to begin with. But like, kind of, it's kind of easier to make something rubbish and then make it better, than just hope we get it perfect first time. Oh, I haven't actually attached anything yet. Oh, we haven't even got it on the map. No, we have. We've got there. We just need to put the scripts on. So let's yeah, let's give it a shot. You know what? That's kind of closer than I thought it was going to be. So what have we? Yeah, that's kind of closer than what I actually expected it to be. So I can't complain too much. Don't know why they're either side. Because I think these and these are kind of ideally, because I want it to. Oh yeah, so the main marker needs to go about there. These need to be slightly more spaced out. So yeah, I need to actually just, kind of, and then, yeah, once we kind of work this out, we can then kind of, so where is that? That's minus 3.5. Oh, minus 2.5. Oh, so it is, yeah, I guess that makes sense. So we start at minus 2.5. Okay. Right. Yeah, that's fine. We can be... I'm actually going to be a little bit cheeky here. Equals, yeah, so that way, I mean, it just kind of like cleans up the code a little bit, and so it's going to start off at minus 2.5. So it's adding. Okay. Let's give that. I have a feeling that might be good. If this does actually get it the correct order, it might just we just need to tweak some of these numbers, and then we're kind of there, really. Let's have a look. So let's. Oh no, it looks significantly worse. You know what? We're close. We're getting there. Yeah, we just need to make it a slightly more spaced out. Yeah, we want it to kind of go slightly more the length of the screen. And have I just done something really foolish? Oh yes, of course I have. Yeah. I should actually rename that. I'm actually going to rename that. Doesn't need to be done, but just to remain consistent. Okay, that's good. We want so I think that actually just needs to be there. No, maybe 2, and that goes there. So yeah, ideally, because and then we kind of want to create one at the end as well. Which shouldn't be too difficult. Just give that a shot. Right. One thing which I'm trying to work out, it seems to be creating it almost instantaneously, and I kind of want it to... Yeah, anyway, that's definitely better. Although on reflection, I kind of want this to just be slightly bigger. So we need to create another marker at the end, which will be just, I think, just the number of turns. So if that's suddenly 2.5. That was 1.5. If we change that to 2. Oh yeah, no, that needs to be 3.5. Okay. Okay, nice. Okay. And is that actually spaced out as much as we want? And what I'll do, actually, kind of just because I think the opening, when it starts everything up, I'm actually going to do something a little bit. We're going to have void update, and if input dot get key, I think we're up to R now. Get key down. It's purely because for some reason it's just instantly creating it, and I'm not 100% sure why. Because we are setting the scale to, yeah, but I think that might just be because it's trying to load up loads of things at once. So I'm going to wait for everything to spawn and then press it and see how that goes. Okay, everything's... Then we got the cards. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Right, we want to create the last marker at the end as well. Which is most of this code. Get rid of that, and I think here it is simply number of turns times there, and this is just going to be the marker. Go. Brilliant. Right. I want to just, yeah, I want to just quickly check that works. So it should ideally create it at the end, and then we're going to create the enemy. So let's have a look. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, right, perfect. And obviously, it's not too much of a mission to like change the spacing, because it's like, yeah, if I wanted to shove everything slightly more to the left, I could do. But I'm quite happy with that for the time being. Right, and before there's any too much confusion, I'm going to have this just as, say, 1, so it goes in front. Okay. And we want it on this vector here. So there we go. Right. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay. Right, and we want to we now need, we're going to create an enemy script, a mini enemy script to move every time we get an end turn. Right, yes, awesome. So yeah, basically I haven't checked it, but I reckon it'll be alright. So, map scripts, enemy. Ah, yeah, thank you for bring this up. Yes, good, there we are. Right, so we're going to put all the basic stuff in. So we're going to have a mini enemy trans. Because I do kind of want to I want to have it animated as well. There we go. Right, yeah, we're just making sure we've got access to all the things. What have I done? Have I accidentally pressed caps lock? Nope, everything's good, right. Okay. Now, yeah, one thing that I noticed, and like it's going to be a sort of design choice. It's going to be kind of like see how I feel about it. With Slay the Spire, apart from the sort of animation, the sort of idle animation, they don't actually have any sort of action of like sort of someone holding up their sword and hitting. It's more just, I think they just sort of shake to indicate that they're hitting, and like you don't really notice it. So I might like I'll see how I feel, because I do want to have some sort of animation, even if it's just one frame of them just holding up for like half a second and then going down, or you know. But for the time being, I'm going to I'll see how I feel. But for the time being, I'm just going to have that one idle animation that does everything. Okay. So I've got but I do want the ability to cancel the animation just in case. So animating. So upon start. Actually, no, we'll have it as set up. So we need to call it from the map script, I think. Call it idle routine. There we go. Oh yeah, we actually need the sprites as well, don't we? Ah yes, that's why we want setup. Oh, public. I don't know why I gave it that. Okay, yes, I did have a plan. Enemy name. Yeah, I think that's better. And we'll have enemy sprites idle enemy sprites, I think. I usually get the logic working in a game, then once everything works, go back and add effect. Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're completely right. Because what my general plan is I'm looking to make a game that doesn't particularly look that glamorous, and I'm going to get people just to sort of try it and sort of play around with it, and see like how achievable it is, how easy it is. But it's going to be we're a little away from that process because I still got to create like a bunch of cards, and yeah, I'm going to have a deck that's got more than just 2 very basic cards. But yeah, you are right. I think so I'm going to start off with something like that's basic looking, and I think on sometime off stream I'm going to make some sort of quite basic looking background, just so it's not just simply just got a black background, just to make it look a bit nicer. Okay, so where were we? Oh yeah, that's it. Mini enemy sprites. See, I'm thinking for the future. This is why I'm doing this here. In fact, we'll even have a separate... I could even have a separate class that does all this. For the time being, it won't take much effort to do this, but I'll just keep it on this script for the time being. But I will eventually have a separate class that just calls upon this to get it. Oh, get mini. So, yeah. Damn, I just thought of something which would actually make life a lot easier. As soon as we've done it here, we can just assign the enemy name and have that as one of the strings. Yeah, so I know that's a little bit of time consuming, but I think I'd rather do that now because that just makes sense. So that way I don't need to keep putting this in. I can just I don't need to keep having like arguments for all these functions. So I think I'll do that now. I think. And we're going to just change this to a lowercase e. Now we can clear quite a lot of this now. So we just here we're going to have equals. Yeah, I think that's slightly better, yeah. So, animating equals true. Now I've just got, using back to my instance dot think it's forward continuously. Mini enemy SR. It doesn't matter, but I can actually put null, that's fine. And we'll have it, I think, let's try 0.125. So that should ideally change frame every 0.125 seconds. And okay. And so while it's animating, I'll have a quick function here that's just going to be cancel animation. I probably, yeah, just so we've got access, so we can cancel it if ever we need to, because otherwise it will literally just go on forever. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, I've made quite a lot of things public, haven't I? Yeah, you're completely right. So this can actually be private, can't it? This can be private. Part of the reason I want this, I want the enemy name to be public, just purely so I think that's one of those things that can eventually be private, but it's just so I can sort of click on it and know what enemy it is. But yeah, you are right. Cancel animation. Cancel chumble. Right. Oh yeah. So I've seen these serialize. Whenever I'm trying to save or whenever I'm trying to make a save or load mechanic, I use the serialize field. And like, yeah, like because I've seen like when I'm sort of learning things. So it shows an inspector. Okay, so yeah, tell me if I'm actually I've got this right. So I make this private, and is it just simply a matter of having serialized serialized fields there, and will it just affect this one? Yeah, okay, that's actually... so it's not as though I'm starting this and it's going to affect everything beyond it. It is just it will affect this one. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, because like as it is, I don't 100% know what the serialized field does. But if that means that I can suddenly see what it is without actually having with it still being private, I quite like the sound of that. That sounds good. Right, cancel that. It's false. Okay, I quite like that. That's good. Okay, is that all we need? I'll do one other quick little thing. Right, we're just working our way along the keyboard here. Right. So we just need to get this reference here. And, oh yeah, now this is one thing that I made a point of, and I think finally now it will actually come to use. There's something which I mentioned a while ago. Where are we? So with monsters, so I've got like 3 zeros, so it sort of counts up. That's why whenever I'm saving any sprites, I'll always put 3 zeros. So because what would happen is it would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then as soon as it gets to 10, it essentially starts with a 1. So if you're going in alpha numeric order, it would actually do this one, then this one, like it would actually go in a slightly unsettling order. I think in Unity they now teach to never use public fields, using serialized fields instead. Then when something needs to be public. Oh, okay. That is really good. I mean, so this is just basically a way so we can still keep it private, but we can still look at it. I like that. I mean, I've got quite a lot of backtracking to do with some of the coding, but no, I like that. I'll probably actually, because they have actually got some pretty good, decent tutorials, so I'm going to have a little read. Yeah, so I really, by the way, KO2 fan, I do really appreciate all this, because this is actually genuinely like useful information. Like, you know, because I think part of why I love coding is when you actually learn how to do something, it's almost as though I've learnt this forever. I can now, you know, it's like I now like my sort of coding skills is just that sort of chunk better. So I really appreciate that. Right. So, oh yeah, we haven't. So we've created. We want mini. Copy path. And now in the map script, I'm going to have a private mini enemy script. We can actually just have it. Equals and what we'll do as well, we'll actually add that as a thing. So at the beginning, we just need to call that. I probably could have come up with a more inventive name than Blob, but yeah. It's just like sort of suddenly you have that panic of what should I call it? I have no idea. Well, it's a blob. Just call it a blob. It's fine. Everyone will understand. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, also one difficult thing about when you're streaming, unlike with other games, there's normally like load screens, and there's, you know, whereas when you're streaming like coding and game development, there's yeah, sometimes you've got to kind of be thinking of the next thing that you're doing. Right. So let's have a look. Right, creating the map. Oh, brilliant. Okay. Oh, we haven't put the thing on. We haven't put the thing on. I know. Yep, I realised. Map stuff. We haven't put the script on. It's fine. Just realised. Map scripts. There we go. Okay, let's try that. Give that a shot. Yeah. And like, I think for a while I just came up with completely crazy names for all of my variables. But like, as much as that is quite a fun thing to do, it really does get frustrating later. Right. Okay. Rah. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I've probably got to work on the sort of centre point. But yeah, and that might be a little big. Yeah, my overall plan, I want like it to sort of jump. Like when you get end turn, it then moves and then sort of gets closer and closer. And when it's there, it's going to start attacking the village. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're making progress. Let me just check that one more time. So instead of actually bouncing it, I'm going to do a little thing which I've called overshoot. That still looks a bit big, doesn't it? If I, let's anyway, right? Yeah. So we're going to. Oh yeah, clicked the wrong thing. So actually, I will have. So we kind of want to do most of the things. So this map script is going to be a pretty big script. And what I kind of want is a group of local local marker vex. We'll call it that, yeah. Okay. Local marker vex and private, oh, yeah, sorry. Vector 3. And all right, so we'll give this a shot actually. Private int number of turns left, I guess, yeah. So we just quickly, so number of turns left is going to be number of turns. And we're going to have all of these local marker vex. And whenever we're creating, so whenever we're actually creating the marker, we want to record that vector. So I think I need one more bracket, don't I? Oh yes, yeah. No, I don't. I just need a. Okay. And you know what? I'll do that. Yeah, I'm gonna try and make a habit of this. So. I still want to see where they are. we're going to have jump forward 1 turn. So if number of turns left is greater than 0, then do something. So we're going to have the we're going to have our blob move up. So this shouldn't be too difficult. So I'm going to have a little routine here, which is going to make the enemy just move forward a little bit. So jump forward. I'll put jump forward. Jump forward 1. Right, there we go. Oh yeah, where are we? Sorry, music is. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's actually too. Okay, yeah, it's fine. Jump forward 2. Okay, I can't. I mean, I do actually really like this. I made a function where, like, which is called overshoot. Where actually, I think I might have shown it in a previous tutorial where it sort of moves over to a certain point and then it sort of slips, and then it sort of moves back. But I haven't. I needed to make a separate function for like a local, for doing it under local, like in a local position, and I haven't actually made that, so we're just going to do the regular jump, because that one has so bounce, move to, that's fine. Oh yeah, oh hello, oh yeah, nice to meet you. Schmelly Orc, yeah, cool. How's it going? At the moment we're sort of essentially introducing our first enemy into the game. We spent the last few episodes sort of building up the layout, and now we're working on actually creating the enemy to actually fight. Because at the moment I've just got some basic sort of core mechanics down, but at the moment, the blob. So as a rule, I generally try to do all of my drawing off stream. Just purely because it's like it's just going to be so painful for anyone who actually has got any artistic talent to see all the little shortcuts and stuff that I use. But yeah, I'll show you that in a sec. I'm going to quickly put this this little function together. Oh yeah, that was it. Right, we actually need a reference, so local vec to jump to. Right, that's good. Okay, so where's it going to move to? And we want it to take, say, 0.5 seconds is fine. And bounce height, I'm going to have it as just 0.25. So ideally, it will just kind of like do a little bounce along. Right. Now we just want to get that in place. Right, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was close. Okay, now, just to confirm, had I left that there and tried to create this routine, it would have created an infinite loop, which would have crashed the entire of Unity. I'm glad it sort of flags something up there, because I have done that before. Okay. So we're going to have a new number of turns left minus minus. And yeah, we're using the like mini enemy script that we had from earlier to jump forward 1. Now, this will require a bit of trial and error, but we're going to have local marker vex. I think that's right. Yeah, like I say, there's quite a lot that could go horribly wrong. I always want to sort of check all the code. So we've got this, which is going to jump forward. It's going to move to this particular thing. Okay, right, let's give it a shot. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think we have all made Unity crash at some point. I think like the thing that you've got to be really scared of is the while loops. Because I've just the number of times I've had a while loop, and it's like while something is happening, every single bit of the computer is going to be processing that one thing, and if it's impossible to resolve, it will literally be frozen there till the end of time. It's like, oh god, what have I done? Right, so I can't remember what letter I set it to. I didn't. Ah, oh, I'm an idiot. Ignore this. Right, okay. RT. Okay, yeah, okay. So we're going to test to see if that works. So we're now up to Y. It would be funny if I sort of released this game and just kept all of these inputs in it. It's like, what was he thinking? Was he just working his way through the keyboard? So we're up to Y now. Jump forward 1 turn. Okay. So, actually, I could have. What we'll do, actually, before I test it, I want to just check that I have got all the vectors in the correct place. R. Right, we're creating it. There we go. And I want to have a quick look at this one here. Oh, I love it. So it's still private, but we still got access to it. That's great. Yeah, that's actually really useful. And yeah, I don't think... Oh, no, I can change that. I think that's... Yeah. But nothing else can. Okay, that's fine. Okay, why? Yes! Right. Bam. Okay, and now hopefully nothing should occur. That's brilliant. Yeah, no error messages because it's already functioned. Okay, nice. Right, does the fight include multiplayer chicken fighting? I know someone is making at the moment, which will make Peter lose a few brain cells in being triggered. No, it's okay. I mean, like, there might be a chance that one of the enemies that you're fighting is an enormous chicken, but like, no, this one, it's actually going to be a sort of slightly sort of slower, more turn-based, well, Slay the Spire, I don't want to say Slay the Spire rip-off, but it's heavily inspired by Slay the Spire. All right, that's cool. Okay, right. That's really great. Now, I want to just have one last quick look at that. Check that all the things look. And yeah, at the moment, like I say, I don't want when people are playing to actually go through this entire animation. I want it to be a little bit smoother. I want more things to happen at once instead of it one after another. But that's something which I'm going to work on. So, oh, R is already actually adding to there. Okay, I'll have to change that. Oh, and now, yeah, so why... Now, I made a little thing where it just stops the animation. Yeah, okay, that's good. I just wanted to check that works. Okay, right, fantastic. So now we need to incorporate all this within our starting routine. So we've got map script, busy, Okay. So main game master. You know what? Close all but this. So that way, yeah, it's just clearing some space. Right. Map. I suppose this one doesn't matter too much. I'm gonna, yeah, so I'll make all of these private because we don't need to see this. I may as well start the private train here. Oh, map script. Now we've got to get access to it. I'll put it over here. And yeah, at some point I'm going to do a bit of tweaking to generally just make the whole, because at the moment it's just doing one thing after another, but I'm going to try and sort of make everything just come together a bit smoother. Yes. Yeah, beans fighting blobs. Now, yeah. Right. Oh, we've actually just got it. Yeah, so that's fine. We get rid of that. Go into the minimap. Add this script back on, which is fine. And then we want access to the minimap. There we go. There we go. So now we've got access to the minimap within our main game master. Brilliant. Right. Now, somewhere... This is... I don't like this. This is quite a heavy bit of code going on here. Right. We'll have it up after everything else. So, underscore manuscript equals... Right, we're creating the... Instantiating the minimap go. New vector. It's 0. I think we had it 4, didn't we? And we just got I almost feel it's like a sort of yeah, we just got to put quaternion identity. What does that mean? I don't know. I have no idea. We just need to put it in as part of the code. I do know what it means. It's to do with the rotation, but I just kind of got into the habit of just writing it like without realizing, but yeah, without actually thinking what it means. Map script. Oh, I've called it manus. Yeah, that's fine. Map script equals that. Okay. Map script dot create minimap. Oh yeah. Have it 3 turns. and blob. And what I actually should do... No, don't throw. And blob, and then while the map script is busy, we're going to... There we go. Right. Okay, let's see if that all comes together. And then what we're going to do afterwards is make sure when you end turn, it comes closer and closer. Yeah, that's true actually. I mean, the thing is the blob that I've made was actually quite easy to draw, and it's like kind of, there is actually a temptation to be like, why don't I just have different versions of blobs as all the enemies? Which, I mean, like, you know, when it's like suddenly an idea comes in thinking, blobs are quite easy to draw. I could do that. Yeah, okay, right, that actually... yeah, okay, we've actually kind of achieved what we wanted to achieve here. That's brilliant. So Y makes it jump forward, but we don't want Y to do that. We want it to be as soon as you end turn. Then, maybe at the point where it's discarded and just before it draws the cards, it then moves toward one. And then we've got the exciting bit of actually having the blob suddenly coming on screen, which we're getting close to. Right. Oh, have I actually made it busy? Let's go get this map script. Go to definition. Aha. Right. Okay. I'm going to turn this into a routine. So that way it's still doing it one after another. Not that I necessarily want everything to have everything to just be one at a time, but for simplicity reasons in coding, it's better to just have everything one after another. So private enumerator, and I have another excuse to put a coroutine in. How do you spell turn again? Right, there we are. So, yep. And actually, the number of times I've done this and forgot to actually start the coroutine here, and like I spent hours trying to work out where has it come back, but it's okay. I remember this time, so we're starting the coroutine. Jump forward one routine. Okay. So end turn. I don't think any of this is the end turn. We've got to get hold of the end turn script. Yeah, so like in a way there is going to be a sort of tower defense-esque feel about it. Right, end turn. End turn master script. Oh, of course it was there the whole time. Okay. Ah, yes, right. Oh, yeah, back to this, I am at peace with actually using this script, right? I think I sort of mulled it over, and I actually quite like this sort of form of script, so that way you can get hold of something. It uses quite a bit of processing power the first time, and then it doesn't use any for then it like literally just use it once and then it will never have to use it again. I think I'm okay with that. So with that knowledge in mind, I'm probably going to do sort of this sort of coding. So just to confirm what I'm talking about, where we're getting hold of the manuscript, we're checking to see if it's equal to null. So when it's done it the first time, it'll always be equal to null. And then if it is, then we're going to make the manuscript become like it's going to find where it is somewhere on the scene. Yes, yeah. Kind of to avoid using a singleton. I think like some things do need a singleton, but I suppose there is an argument that like all of these things are quite core like scripts that kind of like lots of different things are going to need access to. Yeah, you are right. That is a good point. I think for the time being, I'll still stick with the plan. But yeah, you are right. It's more like when I have this sort of habit. As soon as I make one singleton, I'm like, oh, I could just make everything a singleton, and I start to get lazy and just have everything as a singleton, so everything can access it. And but I suppose these ones, I could. That's something which I might do. I might actually do at some point. I'm just going to integrate all of these ones as singletons. I won't for the time being. I'm just going to stick with my original one. But yeah, you are right. Could you use channel T, which can read and write as well? Now, that's interesting. Am I right in saying that capital T is basically saying any type of variable? Is that like a variable type? Because I think it's like whenever you have a sort of T, I haven't actually dabbled with that yet. It's one of those things where it's like I always find it a bit confusing saying like, oh, this is just a variable of some type. It could be anything. It could be an integer, it could be a manuscript, it could be a transform, and I always find that a little bit complicated. So it's like because I know that I used to make a game. I used to use Game Maker Studios, where like the idea is whenever you're creating any variable, you assign it as soon as you create it, so you know exactly what type of variable it is. So list is basically list T. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So if if I were to do that like that bit of code where I'd have like list T of something, it would essentially would that like suddenly assign every single possible variable there is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But that's okay. That is interesting. Again, it's one of those things where like because I'm still like I did a lot of my training just using online courses, and when I was learning sort of C#, I never even understood the concept of T or type. Right. So map script. Yeah. Map scripts. Why would you think I'd default to right. Map scripts? Okay, map scripts. Find objects of type. Yes, okay. So, oh right, oh this is actually really nice. I did some quite useful comments which make it a lot easier to actually work out where we're at. So we're refreshing the manic coins, draw 5 more, we want it here, so move enemy forward. Okay. Right. Get map script dot jump forward 1 turn. Okay, so ideally it will jump forward. Right, let's see. Let's see if this works. So yeah, this is the end turn like section. So this is all the stuff that's happening when we end turn. Oh, hold on. Oh, baby, yes. Oh, that was a colossal save. Well done. Oh, nice one. Okay, yeah, nice going. Yes. If this map script, just if it is, it's not really a boolean. Yes, nice one. Okay, yes. You got my back. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, cheers, man. Okay. Okay, so it's creating all this. Okay. Right, and now we're going to end turn. So discarding all this. Bam. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay, and then I want to just check that it kind of gets to the end. Yeah, that definitely needs to be faster. Yeah. And then we can't do it anymore because we haven't got enough mana. And I think what I want it to do, when it actually does arrive... I want, like, as soon as it jumps on, for it to then arrive on the screen. Yeah, okay. That's really cool. Okay, so we made actually some pretty good progress, though, so far. And so what we'll need is, we'll have, like, an enemy script to arrive. And I haven't really worked out. I think I'm going to have it just sort of jump from off the screen to sort of come on. Oh yeah, cheers, man. Yeah, I'm making progress. I think what I will do at some point is I'm gonna just create some kind of background, because at the moment, I just want some sort of background that incorporates the whole screen, just to make it look a little bit better. Right. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I'm just getting sidetracked. So we need to create a new game object. Right, enemy, go. Okay. We have monster scripts here. I'm actually already thinking, do I call them enemies or do I call them monsters? We'll worry about that. We'll worry about that later. Right. Now, there's I kind of at the moment. Oh, no, that's not where I want it to go. I want it to go in there. Right, brilliant. Ah, yes. Okay, right. So we'll just give it the. Yeah. Okay. Cool. It might be really big. I don't know yet. We'll find out. It might be really big on the screen. Oh, that is clearly really big, but that's okay. That's what I want, because the idea is it's lots of little beans fighting a massive, massive blob. So I think that's kind of what I'm going for. Let's go give it this monster script now. Right. Oh, yes. Fantastic. Right. Yes, cool. Sorry, I love just getting a fresh script, being like, what am I going to do with it? It's great. Okay, so let's just get all the boring things done. So let's go assign it a transform. Oh no, yeah, monster trans. I know I'm already getting inconsistent. Is it an enemy or a monster? This one's going to be the monster because it's a big monster. It's taken up the whole, like, half the screen. So yeah, I think that's going to work out. Yeah. So. Yeah, I think like when I do things like this, it becomes slightly almost like muscle memory. It's like, yep, let's just make sure we've got access to all this stuff. Right. So what are we creating next? We actually want a lot. We want a script that is so. I'm just trying to think something through. Okay, I will do it. We're going to have a class that's going to be called get. We're going to have a new class. Which is going to be monster sprite class. And this one is going to. I'm actually going to copy. Right. So yeah, this hopefully shouldn't take too long. So yeah, there's basically a bit of script that I was wanting to do it. I knew I needed to do it at some point. But it's this bit here. Okay, right. Don't worry. There is a method to my madness. So we're actually going to have here as monster sprite class. We're going to have that there. That should be okay. Now let's actually have a look at this class. So get rid of this mono behavior stuff. Get rid of all this, and it's going to be a little bit of copying and pasting, which is like, because this is eventually however many blobs I make. Oh no, if they're all blob enemies, I can't just have one of them called blob. But no, we'll cross that bridge a bit later. So Control X, Control V, and we're going to have. Actually, we can rename that to get monster sprites, and here we should put a string. Yep. Slowly changing it to monster instead. Monster name. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think every now and then I kind of go on a bit of a weird tangent, because this will just take. It shouldn't take too long. Okay, that's fine, but we actually want reference to the actual big blob. here we're going to have get mini monster sprites. Okay, so yeah, we'll get an error message because here we haven't created it, but that's fine. Sorry, I was about to create the big monster there. Yeah, I know. I do love that stage as well, yeah, when sort of progress sort of becomes quick, yeah, just gets sort of faster and faster, because I think that's the thing, it's like, at this stage, it's like, I have actually, even though it's been over like sort of several sessions, I have made quite a bit of like progress, yeah, but yeah, cheers, man. Right, find all references. Here. So this will be an error message. This should be an error message. That's because I haven't saved it. Where's the red squiggly line? I want the red squiggly line. There we have it. Right, okay. So we've got an error message there because we don't have access to it. So that's fine. So monster sprite class. New. Yeah, I think that works, doesn't it? Right. So we've got access now to this new monster sprite class. Now, actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to check all this actually works before I start making the big boss. It's one of those sort of like bits of sort of effort that you make that will save a lot of pain later on. So we've got access to that. That's great. Got there, monster script, and I know I'm making a transition. It's going to be called monsters instead of enemies. That's the name, that's fine. And we need access to that class, don't we? So we called it so I'm just getting this done now. Oh, that needs to be a lowercase. Monster sprites. Get monster sprites. Monster name. Yeah, I feel like this will be useful later. Yeah, I'm going to do all the animation, but we're just going to just check that this class is actually doing the thing that we want it to do. I want to just quickly change that route as well. Sorry, sorry, I realised that about 20 minutes ago I said, yeah, we're gonna make the actual monster in reality, and then I was like, no, I just got to do lots of other little rubbishy bits before I do that. Yep, thanks. Right, here we go. Okay, so where are we up to? Oh yeah, so we've got that. We've got the script attached to it. We can worry about that later. Right, so first of all, I just want to see if the class is doing the thing that I want it to do. So let's have a look. Yes, okay, right, it's done everything. Yes, right, brilliant. Okay, so we can end turn. Yeah, okay, right, fantastic. Okay, right, now we're gonna. I need to have a quick break because I need to use the bathroom. But what I'll do is I'll certainly try and advertise my game at the same time. Let me. Quickly put that on pause. There we are. Yeah, should be good. Yeah, I'll do it on marathon. I think that looks a bit better. Right. Anyway, I'll be right back. find space on my desk to. Right. Ah, cool. Let's go get rid of that. And let's get this music back and rolling. A few things around. That can go back and stay there. Okay. So, the point at which we want to create the enemy is. It's not actually at the end turn script. We want map script. That's it. So what we're going to have here is we're going to have if number of turns left is equal to 0, then we're going to, I'll put little comments there, we're going to create the monster on screen. Right, cool. Yeah. So, and I kind of still want it to kind of like jump over and sort of jump through. So where are we? Right. Right, so monster, let's go for it. I'm going to change it now. Change it there, don't we? You know what, I'm not going to take any chances here. I'm just going to delete that and just create another one. Yeah, we just delete that. It's all right. I've decided on. I've decided I want to call it Monster now. I've like changed my mind. I'm going to call it Monster. Sprites. And obviously we'll sort out all the the stats of the monster in a bit. There we go. Right, yeah. And then also one thing which I won't do today, but we've got a monster script here, but this is eventually going to be like a parent to other because there's going to be different sort of mechanics that different enemies are going to have, but this is going to be just a very generic sort of basic. It's going to have a certain amount of attack, a certain amount of life, and yeah, so I kind of want it to go. In fact, let's actually just try and work out. I'm going to have a look at. I'm going to keep this over here, make this screen a little bit bigger. We've got to work out, because I kind of still want it to kind of come on screen like that, and maybe even make the whole... Oh, yeah. As soon as it arrives, I want everything to shake as well. I want the screen to shake. Yeah, I learnt a cool little technique to making the screen shake. And maybe we could make the screen... Yeah, but we'll worry about that later. Right, okay. So we don't want to maximise on play. I just want to work out a good point in which to create it so that I can then bounce it in. So once we've got all this up, that's all we really need. So it's off screen at the moment, and boom, yeah. And I suppose we could almost close this when it arrives. One, so it's not getting in the way. Actually, although that will have moved over. So I think, how big is that? It's a really big monster. Yeah, so I'm just doing a little bit of sort of thinking in my head, trying to work out exactly where I'd want it. Yeah, the more I look, I think, I've made this a bit too big. Let's go make the sprites just a sort of segment smaller. 64. So we've got all those. 1, 2, 8. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, is that too small? No, it's fine. It's fine. So we're going to probably have that. Let's go. Zero that in. Say 8. No, 9. Have that. Yeah. So it's going to. That maybe 2. Yeah, that seems reasonable. And where do we want to put it? Yeah, I think we'll create it there and sort of slam it in. So where can I make it so that it's still looking scary, big and offensive? Let's try 6. I think 6 is fine. Okay, so that's from. I probably should write all these numbers down. So it's going from 12 on the X to 6 and Y is 2. Okay. Yeah, do I want a separate script, or shall I keep it all on the map script? Because I don't want this to be too heavy. However, yeah, I think we'll just have it here, not there, but here, yeah. Private. Resources.load. Let's go get access to this thing. Oh yeah. Let's copy the path. Check in here. Get rid of all this stuff. Okay. Right. So. So actually what we'll do, I may as well get this far in. We'll keep that comment there, it could be useful for later. Right. Underscore monster script equals instantiate wants to go, and yeah, so we're going to actually create it at vector 3, so it will be 12 Turnium identity component monster script. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm not 100% sure if we do want to create it within the map script, but we'll see. So we've created it off screen, and we have monster. Oh, I've got rid of the actual monster script itself. It's okay, I can just get it from here. Go to definition. There we are. Right. Sweet. Right. So we can set it up as well. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, we want to actually get hold of the name before we... Yeah, so where we've got there. Okay, that's fine. I like this. Yeah. And now I've been a bit cheeky because I've named it enemy there. I can get away with just calling it. Yeah. Okay. Right. So we've already assigned it. So by the time it's created, we will have. Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess that makes sense creating it here because we've got access to this class here. So, yeah, I think that's okay. All right. And I'm going to write some code which will create an error message, but I'm about to resolve that. So, busy. We're going to give it a variable called busy. Oh no, we're not. We're not. Well, we are going to. That's still relevant, but we don't need this code because I kind of want it to jump and I want it to kind of move at the same time it moves on the map. So I'll get it taking the same amount of time. That's still okay, right? We're still going to have a busy. Okay. Public void. Call it summon. And we actually, as soon as we summon it as well, we want to start the animation train going. So we can actually do that. Yeah, that's fine. No, I'll get it to call it separately. Right. There we are. Right. Nice. Okay. Okay, so it's not actually going to grow, it's going to still remain the same size, it's just going to jump on. So it's alright. No. Oh, what have I done? It's alright. I'm not being lazy. It's okay. It's fine. And we want to cancel animation as well. So I want it to... There's going to be quite a lot of stuff that's just useful from here. Put it somewhere, that's fine. We've got, actually, I kind of want a, yeah, we can do. Okay. Oh, brilliant. Right. So, yeah. And we just want to start this coroutine over here. Okay. Right. Okay. So now we're going to create the enemy. Right. Bounce. Move to point bouncy. Now I've got to remember all the key numbers from earlier. I think it's 6.0, 2.0. Right, how long is it going to take? Yeah, 0.5 I think is correct. And yeah, this, I think if we have it say, let's see, I think that might be alright. So yeah, now we're going to sort of suddenly make it sort of bounce, kind of bounce on the screen. S2F bool chum. Okay. And yeah, I'm going to just put a little comment. In fact, let's do a debug here. Make the screen shake. Yeah, so that way, kind of like, I'll when I actually get round to doing it, that'll be a good reminder for me to do that. So we also need to summon it within the thing, which is fine, within the code. So okay, so we're going to have to kind of end all the turns and then see how that looks. Yeah, I think like the music is actually growing on me slightly now. I'm starting to yeah, it's kind of like quite sort of forgettable, but generally quite chill. So I'm quite liking it now. Right, so end turn. Okay. I've done something wrong here. Oh, it's because it's the mini one. That's okay. That's easily fixed. I just got to remember. I think it's. Yes, I know where we're at. It's because here we've just got the mini ones. That's what I need to change. It's the same size one as before. What's going on? So we got the wrong reference. The days of me copying and pasting have finally come back to haunt me. There we go. It's this one, isn't it? These are the big ones. Yeah. And what I probably need to do as well, I mean, I'm going to just quickly check this works. Oh yeah, of course. It's still creating. Like at the moment, I could click end turn and it would give an error message because it'd be trying to tell that to do something. Yeah, so we want to make those cards discard a bit faster and to draw them a bit faster. Okay, right. The final reveal. Will it work? Right. Boom. Okay, yes. All right, that's fine. I'm happy with that. And just imagine the screen is shaking at that point. Because part of me is thinking, once this is on, we don't really need this reference anymore. And I think it's going to arrive, and then when it has arrived, then it's like the next turn is when it's going to do its attack. Right. So, where are we going to go after here? Yeah, this is actually really. In my notepad, I did actually write where I was going to go next, and I'm going to actually see how viable that is to do. Make enemy approach. Oh yeah, I kind of want to improve the resolution on this because this still looks a bit blocky. That's really not that hard to do. I just want to make the actual card art itself just look a little bit better. Oh yes, and that's another thing that I wanted to do. So I think once it's actually arrived, we can get rid of all this. Because this is now no longer necessary. It's like the enemy's already arrived. Yeah, so I've got to work out a way of unsummoning this, which is going to be kind of similar to. So I think I kind of want to just get it to sort of fade away. Let me just try and work out. Yeah, I know how to do it. Okay, right. I shouldn't try to race to do this, but I think I can do this quite easily. So what we've actually got here, we've got all the trans, and then we're going to have public list sprite renderers. Mini SRs. There we go. Yeah, this shouldn't take too long. So we just want access to so there we go. So it's actually going to be similar code to this, but not quite. So it'll be mini srs.add got to do it at the end of all of these, I think. So yeah, what we're doing. Sorry, I'm kind of like I'm doing stuff without actually explaining it at the same time. I've got so far the map script. It gets access to all the transforms, all the moving parts of all the sprites, but we haven't actually got access to the sprite itself. And once I've got access to all of them, I'm then going to sort of fade them, sort of get them all to fade away. Yeah. So first of all, I actually just need to access all of them. Okay. Oh, oh no, it's all cool. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I think like it's one of those things like in life. Oh, actually, I can't use this. Oh, I can. Yeah. Like, I'll tell you, I would love to like be doing sort of streaming. I'd love to just stream like full time because I just love it so much. I genuinely do enjoy it because it's useful. Where I can kind of talk to myself, but I'm kind of talking out loud. Where I'm thinking, okay, where do I actually need to go next? But like, you know, obviously, unfortunately, I do have a job as well. You know, so this is just kind of more of my sort of free time. I just love it. Right. So. Fade SR to colour. Now let's go make this just a little bit more fun. It's not just going to take a fixed amount of time. It's going to be... random dot range. Somewhere between, say, 0.25 and 0.5f. Because yeah, it doesn't really because once the actual enemies approach, that whole marker is no longer relevant. And in fact, you know, not that we need to worry about it quite yet, but we kind of want to almost get rid of this whole map script because it's done the purpose for the fight. So hopefully, when the enemy actually approaches, we'll have the map sort of slowly, gently fade away. Oh, okay, yeah, all right. And then what I'm going to do afterwards, let's see if this works. Okay, right. So ideally, it should jump and then okay, that's fine. Because, the map is no longer relevant. It's faded that away. Brilliant. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted. Right, we're going to just make a few things just move a little bit faster. So I want these cards to discard a bit faster and to be drawn faster. And I want the mana, this feels like it takes far too long to do. So let's go get these cards to discard a bit faster. Card scripts. Close all of this, that's fine. Okay. Get rid of that, we don't need that anymore. Now, I think overall, me having the camera in the bottom right means that my head doesn't get in the way quite as much. Oh yeah, cheers. Right, okay. Control MO, make everything right, discard routine. Aha. See. Yeah. Oh yeah. Cheers, man. Yeah, I think that's cool. I think because I realised that I would be doing a bunch of code just around here, and my head would just get in the way. So we'll see. The only problem is essentially you're seeing the mirrored version of me at the moment because everything's flipped. That's all right. Right. So discard. Oh yeah. Right. Let's go for 0.2. Flip card routine. So it's giving me that because at this precise moment, that green squiggly line is saying, why have you created a variable and you're not doing anything with it? Right, so how many times have we used this here? 0.125. Let's go. And we'll make the speed a bit faster. 0.0625. Okay. Right. Let's see what this looks like. But yeah, I think another part, whenever you're like creating any, whenever you're sort of making, it's useful to delete things that are no longer needed. Right. Okay. End turn. Bam. Okay. Yeah. Oh. What's happened? Let's have a look. Oh yes. Oh no, that was a completely separate problem, which I can easily fix. Okay, that's completely fine. Because we've discarded. We're trying to access the map script before it's been created yet. That's a completely side issue, but we want to create the map a bit faster. Right. So we're going to have a float speed equals. I haven't actually. Let's just say 0.5 just for the time being, and then I'll work out what's. Oh, no, I have got that. I've actually got it already. That's fine. Let's just see. Yeah, so hopefully it should just create everything a bit faster. And what I kind of want. Oh yeah, I really should have stopped the game before I actually continued. So. Okay, hopefully this will just go. Okay, that's all right. And turn. Okay, the drawing is still a bit too fast. I don't really like the bounce that all the other cards do. Yeah, so we can make the drawing speed a bit faster. That's fine. Yeah, it's more like because it's going to be it's going to make life a lot easier in the future. So, oh yeah, we need to make this faster as well. What's actually the thing that actually draws the cards? I think it's actually within the deck script, isn't it? Deck script. Card to hand. Oh. No, we're going down the rabbit hole here. We're following, so it's actually in the hand script. Okay. So we can change all this. So. Time to take is going to be speed. So it's quite nice because I'm kind of like cleaning up a few things as I'm going along as well. And yes, we don't want the actual cards that are already in the hand to bounce. We just want them to move. So I'm actually going to have move to point local, and that's it. Because I'm not sure if I really like that bounce. My yeah Yeah, what I'll do, I'll just put on a goatee every time I've got the camera this way, and just be like, right now you have entered the dark realm. Yeah, it's like no, I'm someone different that's taken over the stream. And then as soon as I've got it back over here, I'm like, oh, we're back to normal, guys. It's all right. Sorry, I'm moving the camera around. There we are. Right. So we changed that to speed. Yeah, like, and we actually want to make the mana coins a bit faster as well. I can speed all of this up, but I'm just going to do the cards for the time being. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Cool. And then hopefully this all fades away, and then we come back in. Brilliant. Right. So now here's the big step. What I kind of want to do is, and I was trying to work out the best way of visualizing it, because the idea is you're making defenders and attackers, and I want, whenever you create like defenders, then this number obviously goes up, but then 5 little beans run along and just form like the defensive line. And whenever you make an attackers, the attackers are gonna go like move behind it. And like I haven't worked out if it's yeah, I've got to also consider like sort of how processor heavy is, because obviously there's going to be times when you're going to have like 50 defenders and 100 attackers, and if they've all got their own separate script, that's going to cause quite a lot of slowdown. But that's kind of what I want to work on next. So like the idea, as soon as the enemy arrives, we like then there'll be all the beans ready. So like yeah, so you're kind of building up your army, then you've got a big army to go. I've just got to find a good sort of point. So yeah, because it's like I've got a few ideas, because it's like but I think we'll have it. Let's actually, I just want to actually work out a good point to have it. So let me go create an empty game object. Yeah, this doesn't matter too much. So let's just have it as 0, 0, 0. Sorry. Right, sorry, just getting sidetracked again. We're back in business. Right, so this one here. Right, I've got to work out where it would actually make a good point. So where's that? That is, so 3 and 2. Is that too low? Yeah, this is just me trying to work out exactly where I'm going to have it. What if that was 2 and... Right, yeah. And we'll have this one as, say... Yeah, so 3 and 1. Okay. So, we're going to create some new game objects, which are going to be empty game objects. Defender pile game objects, yeah. Right, resources, prefabs. Trying to work out where I should actually put it. Okay, so this one here, defender pile, that's good, and it was 3, 2, 0, that's fine. So yeah, this is just going to be an empty point, but it's going to be essentially where all the defenders are going to go. And we want another one that's called... so get rid of that, that's fine. Yeah, I realised that I'm actually taking on board quite a lot attacker pile game object. That'll be 1, 2. That'll be 0. And we're going to... Yeah, so that's fine. We're going to... And, like, I kind of want all of the... So whenever you're creating the beans, there's going to be a little sort of... yeah, sorry. I kind of like... Yeah, I want to kind of work out exactly how I'm going to do it. So they're going to sort of come out of there and then move over to the point. Yeah. So we also need to create... yeah, that's fine. So we're also going to create 2D object, sprite, bingo. Okay. Just create that to 0. Oh, we haven't actually put them in yet. That's fine. I just got to I've actually got to drag them over. Create folder. We're going to just beans. There we go. Right, let's go. Yeah, I realised that this might actually take a bit longer than I thought it would do. So I'll see how we go. So at the moment, yeah, the armoured things I'm going to worry about later. So we've got... Yeah. So yeah, we're just dragging them on. Just take a little while. Yeah, I might. Yeah, like I said, I might have bitten off a bit more than I can chew because I think this might take a bit longer than I thought. But we're just going to give it. What we also want to do. Oh yeah, we actually want to categorize them into different things, but let's not worry about that for the time being. Let's just get them all to the same scale as everything else. So this will 64, point filter and none, and apply. And we're going to sort of debate as to whether that's too big or too small a bit later on. So now we've got that. That's great. And let me just have a quick look. So we want to access, let's just do the attackers for the time being, because I have a feeling it's going to be very similar code for attackers and defenders. So what I kind of want is, have we actually got the script attached to here? Yes, we do. Edit script. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Right. That can be private. yeah, so I'm just going to do attackers today, and defenders shouldn't take too long. Game objects. We want the attack. Again, just trying to come up with a variable name. I'm terrible at this. Let's have a look. So, stuff. So we've got, what do we actually call them? So we've got the attacker pile go and the bean go. That's fine. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. Let's just going to part. So what we kind of want to do, in fact, yeah, we like, yeah. Yeah, so we've got. So we want access to the pile as to where we're going to put it, and this one may as well create the pile as well, and. Just need to get access to it. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what. Yeah, thanks for sticking around, man. It's been absolutely awesome having you. Yeah, cheers, man. And I'll like as soon as I've worked out, I'll be able to make you a mod as well. That'd be cool. So we just need to access this and access that. Cool. So we've now got access to both the attacker and the bean. So like right off the bat, as soon as it's summoned, I kind of want to just create the attacker pile. Yeah. So we'll have bean scripts. Create a new script. I'm going to have basic bean script and attacker pile script. Sweet. Okay, so we've got access to those. We just need to put them on the things. Sweet, okay. Oh. There we go. Because I might even have a little, like a flag, a sort of, some sort of flag to indicate that's where like the army is going to amount to. Private. Yeah, so the attacker, and we need access to the script as well. So private attacker pile script there. Yeah, so we're now just getting access to this attacker pile script so we can use it. Actually, the more I think about it, I'm actually... I realise I've been going for about 3 hours. I might be sort of flagging slightly. I'll see if I can get as far as creating this and then get the bean to move there and then worry about the rest another day. Instantiate. Go. And I think it's new vector 3. And now we're just getting access to this attacker pile script. At the moment it doesn't do anything, but it will do. Okay, so add attack. What we also want to do . Actually, you know what? I'm going to make a conscious decision now. I'm actually getting a little bit tired, so I'm going to do more of this next time. I'm hopefully going to be back on Thursday, but I might be busy then. We'll see how it goes, but I'll definitely be back Saturday. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this. I just realised my brain is actually... Yeah, I realised that I could do about 3 hours, and then like suddenly I'm just like a nope. This is getting just getting a little bit too tricky. But yeah, thanks for watching and everything, and I wish you all the best. I apologise. I just realised I am exhausted. It's like when you're 3 hours of intense coding does actually sort of take it out of you a bit. But I'm going to come back to this next time. So what we're planning to do. Sorry, this is almost like an insight as to next next time. When we're actually building up the army, I'm gonna. Oh, it's all right. So that's not the best way to. Why is it? Let's have a look. I have no idea why that's occurred. That's not the greatest time. Anyway, right. I'll quickly show from this visualization. I'm going to have a beam. Like whenever you create attackers, they're going to sort of move along and then move up to the attack pile, and hopefully kind of be in a sort of regimented attack sort of line formation. That's what it will look like. But I don't quite have the energy to do that today. But yeah. Anyway. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you again next time. All right, see ya. Oh yeah. Oh. Hey. Oh hey, Chris. Rock and roll. Yeah. I'll see you later, man. Oh yeah. Yeah. Cheers for stopping by as well. Whee. All right. Bye. Whee. All right. I am actually ending the stream. Oh, by the way. Actually. It's probably more. I was going to say I've got to work out how to actually raid people, because that's what I'll always make sure that if I'm streaming at the same time as you, I'll always give you a raid at some point. Anyway, we'll discuss that soon. Anyway, I'll speak to you soon, Chris. All right, all right, bye.